Hey guys, what's going on? I just got back from being lost at sea for a few days. Yes, I've gained 7 pounds. Weird for you to bring that up. Fucking, we got piles of stumps. Uh, anyway, all that's a different video. This is something new. This is called I Miss My Friends because I miss my friends. So it's going to be a new thing, new project. I'm sure there'll be some technical difficulties, work in progress. But I'm trying. I'm going to get better. That's what we're all trying to do, right? Get better. What I'm going to do here is, like I said, I miss my friends. So I'm going to touch base with them. And most of my friends are comics, so we're used to seeing each other like 3 times a week at shows. But we don't get to sit down and really talk, so I'm hoping I can learn something new from all of them that I didn't know before. See how they're coping, just touch base. I think it'll be fun. And I miss my friends. And this first episode is actually not a comic, but he's invaluable to the London comedy scene. Anytime you see a picture where any comic looks somewhat presentable, I guarantee you this man took that picture. He's presenting and producing all our Zoom comedy shows during this weird time. He's helping me with this. He's every London comic's favorite crowd member because we're going to hear that iconic laugh. Doesn't matter if there's 2 people in the crowd and he's heard the bit 1,000 times. He's awesome. He's my friend and I miss him. He's Omar Alvarado. Omar Alvarado. Omar, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Sean. I'm doing really well. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for coming, man. How are you holding up?
I mean, it's been easier just because I am able to work from home. It's been 8 weeks. It's been tough after 5 p.m. just because all I can do is cook and eat. But I mean, I'm trying to stay mentally healthy, trying to help with the comedy scene, getting
Yeah.
shows on Mondays and Fridays. I try to play games with my soccer team on Tuesdays. I try to keep drinking with my team on Wednesdays.
What
So,
soccer are you playing?
say it again.
What soccer are you playing? Just
No, I mean, I had a team before, and we still keep in touch. And I said, you know what? I have a Zoom account. Let's play some games. So it's been fun keeping up with them on Tuesdays. I got Wednesdays, I got Fridays, I got Mondays, and then anything in between helps, right? So I'm here by myself, so it's been tough, but it helps. It helps having somebody to communicate with, for sure.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Zoom helps a lot. Like I'm a luddite. I'm not good with technology. That's why it's awesome to have you around. I don't know what's going on, but it's so much. Yeah, it's like nice. Like it gives us an excuse to say we're not drinking alone. Cheers.
Salud.
My bad, I forgot. It is currently, as we're recording this, May 5th.
May
So
5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo is a Corona for you, brother.
Salud.
Cheers, man. Keep going on. And that's that laugh we love. Like any comic in London, if we come into a room and it's not a good room necessarily, the crowd is a polite crowd, as we say, and then Omar shows up, we're all like, oh, thank God. And we know we're going to hear that.
And the funny thing is that I found you guys by just randomly, though, because I met with a friend from the building. We wanted to go for a drink. We started walking towards downtown on a Monday, and we found out that there was an open mic comedy show on Poachers. We
Right
went
on.
down, and I just fell in love with it. So it's been, I'm gonna say, almost 2 years that that was the first time that I seen you guys, and I just kept coming every Monday, just because to me it's a tradition.
Yep.
Since Mondays is one of my hardest days at work, I just like to go home, have some food, walk downtown, laugh, have some drinks, talk to people, and it just helps me relax to the end of the week.
And you're one of
So
the
then,
best things that happened to the scene. Like I'm dead serious.
well,
We
thank
can
you, sir.
always be like, oh, there's 6 of us here. So that means there's like 5 crowd members. Like now Omar will show up.
No, but I mean, I enjoy it. I do enjoy comedy. I try to get my friends into it. A lot of them enjoy it. A lot of them come with me. You guys have shows on Tuesdays, Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and sometimes Sundays, depending on the scene. So
Some
I
would
always
argue
try
too
to.
many shows.
Yeah, no. But what I'm trying to say is like there's a lot of opportunities for people to come out to try new things, and there's always gonna be somebody that is gonna be there to enjoy it, to laugh, to talk to you, to give you some feedback at the end. So it's a lot of fun, at least to me, to come enjoy, take pictures, as you know. So yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How do you got, because you probably know everybody's material better than they do at this point. Like, you seem, but you take those pictures, and like, what made you get into photography in the first place?
Honestly, it was traveling. So I've been trying to travel for the last 6 years. I got my camera. I went to places. I just took pictures as a tourist. But then I started to get into photography deeply, just because of light, scenery, moments, just being able to have the resources to get into it, right?
Yep.
So I started to learn about it, to figure out what it is that I want to capture. And to me, being on a comedy show helps a lot, just because of the timing, because of the lighting, the audience, um, and the constant flow of different people with different um, expressions on their face, different movements. So it's been a lot of fun to photograph you all of you, just in different scenarios, different moods, different scenes. So I don't know, I enjoy it regardless. So it's been
We
a
gotta
couple of
probably,
years.
we gotta start
Uh,
paying you, but we
no,
also
no,
have
no. Honestly, it's a hobby to me, right? And that's what I like about it. It's a hobby. I don't have to be worrying about what is it that you're gonna be looking for a picture. You're just expecting something good, and I'm just trying to deliver. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for a business. It is a hobby to me, and I do really enjoy it. Besides being um, on the scenery, on the event,
yeah. Well,
laughing
you're part of
and
the crew.
drinking. Because I mean that's a big part of it. Every time you guys do a show, it's always in a brewery, on a bar. So I'm always drinking, laughing, talking to people. So it's a fun to me.
Yeah, man. Well, we always love to have you too. The
Thank you.
record, whenever time I see you, I'm like, nice. I can see in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I think you got a
Yeah,
good one. I think you
it's
got a
always
good
fun.
one. I got to bug him about that one later.
Mhm.
But so you said travel. Why don't you know? Back to the photography thing. The way you're like what do you do for a living when you're not taking pictures?
So during the day, I'm a system administrator. Basically, what that means is I take care of the backend infrastructure of a company, right? So I take care of the backups of the emails, of the file server, of all the things that a company doesn't see until it's broken. So that's basically it. I've been there for 8 years. I really enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning. So the better the things I do, the less people know about me. The only way people know about me is when I break things.
Right.
It happens because we're all humans. We make mistakes, but at the same time, it's a good reminder to think about everything that goes in the background, right?
Right.
Once everything works, nobody notices, and everything it's always working fine. So I mean, it's been 8 years. I learned a lot. It has given me enough and more to enjoy myself personally and my own hobbies, such as photography and traveling. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy of what I do.
So that makes sense why you're so good at what you're doing with the Zoom thing for us,
Yeah.
like the infrastructure and like putting everything together. I guess is that why you think you like photography? Like, because it's all the way you were describing. It's like almost like solving a puzzle.
Yes,
Like
it is. Up to a point, I really like doing things manually. I really like to know that everything that I want to do, it has to be up to the idea of how I wanted to do it. And photography lets you do that in the way that you can control the scene, the lighting, the how can I say this?
But there's an element
The
of luck to
angle.
it.
Yeah, the angle of it, right? So I mean, there's a lot of things that you can control manually, and that's what I like to do on photography. And thankfully, I have the opportunity to do it. And I come out to your shows and try to move around, try to capture different scenes of you guys doing different things. So it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it a lot.
Like, when did you get to London? Like, well, where were you born?
I'm originally from Mexico. I got here in 2002. So that's also 18 years. I was 15 when I got here. I went to high school, into STA, moved to CCH.
So you came right to London?
Yeah, straight to London. I got a couple of family here. Did my years in high school. Had to wait for a couple of years to go into college. Was able to get into fan show. Did a 3-year program. Was luckily hired by a company here, a local London company, and I've been there since then. So I really enjoy the scenery of the forest city. And I'm really happy to be part of it, though, because you guys are all over the place, and it's a great scene.
Yeah, you're probably my most like globe-trotting friend. All of a sudden, you're like, well, like, what's going on? Oh, sorry, I'm in the UK. Like, why are you in the UK? Like, I don't know, work or something. I could be back, and then the next week, you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm in the UK again. What?
But you know what? That was a really funny story, just because we were rolling a project. We were gonna deploy it for a week. I went over there, worked my ass off. Unfortunately, there were some issues. Not everything was fine, right? So I came home, we fixed them. You know what? We're gonna try again in a week. Okay, you need me there? Maybe. Are you willing to go? You know me. Why not?
Yeah.
So I went over. We delivered the project. Things were fine, and it was a great couple of, like, it's the most I travel in a month. So I really enjoyed it. I was able to go to soccer matches. I was able to go to museums. I was able to be in London for a week, right? London, England. So I mean, that is a very, it's the good one, the real one. But it was really incredible. And to be honest, having the opportunity to do that for a company and having the trust from that company to be able to deliver the things that they ask you for, it's great. So I was really glad. I was really lucky. And I tried to do the most of it. So yeah, that was interesting. That was last winter / fall.
From the and you had like some short videos, right, from the soccer games?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so intense. It's been, I'm a soccer fan, so it's been a goal of my life to be in an English Premier League, to be in a Champions League soccer match. So it was really, I was really lucky, and I was really fortunate to be there, and I loved every moment of it.
It looks so intense. Like, I haven't been to a lot of sporting events, like, as a fan, but like that looked like it was something completely alien. Like, people live and die with that shit. Who's your team? You
know what? That's the funny thing, because I went to a match from Arsenal and Wolves.
Yeah.
Last year.
Hold on, wait. The Wolves is West Ham? No,
it's Wolster. I can't remember the name though. But there was a Mexican in that team. I'm from Mexico, so I wanted to go to the match because of that guy, just to cheer him up. But I got the ticket on the Arsenal. How do you call that? Wherever the cheers.
like where the crowd section?
Like the home team. I was sitting on the home team, so I couldn't cheer for the visitors team, right? So actually the Mexican score, and I was like, no, I'm gonna say it. They're gonna beat me up. So it was a really good match. They tied 1-1, but just the fact that I couldn't express myself being in that scenario, it was really interesting because where I was, but I loved every moment. Like, I mean,
they call it get glassed. You get glassed over there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was surreal to leave that moment in that scenario, in that place, because you weren't expecting it. If I knew that he was going to score, I was going to go to the opposite side of the stadium and just scream the hell out of it, though. But it didn't happen. The next one, I was very surprised of the size of the stadium. Like,
Right, because there's like 106,000 people over there.
yeah, no. There's the side of the stadium, the Chelsea Stadium, the Stamford Bridge. I went for a soccer match. It was Chelsea versus Ajax. The score was 4-4, so it was crazy.
Wow.
But what surprised me the most was the size of the stadium. I went to get a beer at halftime. You cannot drink while the game is going on. So you cannot either drink before, at halftime, or after the match.
Huh.
And the washrooms were like this tight. So you have to walk sideways to get into it, and sideways.
Turn your dick sideways.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah,
it was so tight. But it was just a great atmosphere, and knowing to be there on a Wednesday night, it was marvelous to me. Just because I always wanted to be there and live it. It was perfect.
Well, Mexico City's got one of the biggest stadiums ever for soccer.
Yep, the Estadio
I think that's almost 120,000 people. I think almost.
Yes, it is.
Insane.
Like the city itself is 30 million, right? So it's hard to comprehend the size of Canada living in the size of a Mexican city. But yeah, it's crazy, and it's hard to compare things, right? Just because of the amount of people and the size of the places, but it is crazy, right? It's hard to comprehend once you're in Canada, once you're in the States. You go to Mexico and like, holy crap, how can so many people live in the same place?
Do you go back often?
I tried, not as often as I wish. Lately, I've been wanting to explore the world, go to different places, learn about different cultures. I'm going to say 10 years ago, I used to go to Mexico 3 times a year just because I miss my friends, I miss my family. It's not that I don't miss them anymore. But I feel like there's a lot of places in the world that I would like to be, and I would like to experiment and try and eat and drink, right?
Is it safe around where you grew up?
Where I grew up, yes, it was. Yes, it is. So far, it's 3 hours northwest of Mexico City. The city is around 3 to 4 million people. But it's not as dangerous as the rest of the country, and it's not like the rest of the country is dangerous. It's like if you're gonna get into drugs or anything like that, of course it's gonna be dangerous. Like anything in London, if you're gonna get into the wrong side of town, it's gonna be dangerous for sure, right? So not the whole country is like that, not the whole city is like that, not the whole East Coast, West Coast is like that. It depends. If you're looking for trouble, you can get
it. Back to the soccer thing. The pictures, actually, I'll put it below. But what's your Instagram so people can check out your pictures?
My Instagram is @Marazao. So it's MARAZAO.
Marazao? That's how you pronounce it?
Yeah. Okay. That's funny because I made that nickname back when I was in grade 7. Back in Mexico. A bunch of my friends, there was 4 of us, and we said, you know what? You should make a nickname, pick 7 letters of your whole name, make a word that makes sense, and that's going to be it. And it's been sticking to me. Like, I made my whole Hotmail. From that, I made my nickname out of it. So, I mean, it's just something that has stuck to me since when I was, 11, 12 years old.
So what does it mean?
It doesn't really mean anything. It's just I just got 7 letters out of my whole name.
Oh, okay.
To make a word that will make sense in Spanish back in Mexico, right? To go with it. So then I created that word, Marazao, but it was being used already by Hotmail. So then it's just numbers. At that point, 007 was really, really famous. So I added 007 to my Gmail. And that's what it's been. And I've kept it. It's fairly unique in the internet. So whenever I need to do Hotmail, Gmail, passwords, all that, I try to use all that.
Don't. We're gonna have to cut that part out.
Don't worry about it. No. I'm in IT, so it's not like I use it all the time. Don't worry. Even if you try it, I dare you to go for it.
Oh no! Luckily, I hope nobody's gonna watch this.
Even though, like, I mean, I'm fairly secure about it.
Right. You so you the games, are you playing FIFA with your buddies?
Nope. I used to be a big gamer when I was younger, but then as me working with IT, I'm always on screens. The last thing I want to do when I get home is go back into the screen. That's just me. I know
I mean,
other people do it, and that's fine. But to me, I work 8 to 5 on a screen. The last thing I want to do is go back to the screen. So I usually go to soccer, volleyball, have beers with my friends at patios, have conversations. I try not to be in front of the screen after my work days.
I drive for a living. That's why I
Yeah.
won't drive after.
Yeah,
I got to drive like
exactly.
8 hours a day. That's why I crack a beer like right when I get home, so nobody can ask me to drive them anywhere, and not because of the crippling alcoholism.
Yeah,
Except
no.
for the first thing I said. But
We all try different
bigger than
things,
my.
right? I mean, I do enjoy working from home to a point.
Yeah.
I'm a social person, so I mean, I do enjoy going to the office. I do enjoy having coffee, having meetings, having that social human interaction.
Right.
I do get a lot of things done while I'm home because there's not so much interruptions. But I do enjoy my time off screen for sure.
Yeah, I can't deal with. Even if, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm okay with. It turns out I'm just super lazy. It's like I'm all right, and I'm in a really nice place. Like I'm luckier than I could be. I'm not just in my apartment in London because I don't have the penthouse view like you do behind you. Mine's just like a gravel parking lot, and I just see like crackheads fighting, which I miss. I never thought I'd say that. I miss it.
That's the thing, though, right?
The stand-up I miss though is like the outlets, like because I'm not a very social person, but I'm trying to be more social. Hence this show or whatever it is, because I miss my friends. I never realized how much you guys all meant to me. So I'm trying to touch more, in base with things.
Yeah, no, and it's fair though. I mean, I think at this point, after 8 weeks, everybody does, no matter what you do, because it's not fun being 8 weeks at home, eating, drinking, not working. I'm lucky enough to be working, right?
Yeah.
So I can only imagine having somebody like wakes up at 8 a.m. and like, all right, what I'm gonna do the same thing for 8 weeks. So like, all right, that's it.
Give me 1 second, Omar. Sorry. I got this buzz in the background. I think I know what it is. Sorry, buddy. This should go off in a second. There it is. Forgot that I had the dryer going off. All of a sudden I heard it.
No worries.
Sorry, what were you saying? My phone.
Just that being able to work from home, being able to do something else rather than just waking up and thinking what I'm gonna do now. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper, right?
I know. I'm right back to high school. Like I'm waking up at like 1:30, 2 p.m. Like why not? Like it's been like kind of cold, miserable weather for a lot of the time.
Yep.
So I haven't been able to take advantage of. For those who don't know, like I'm up in cottage country and it's a beautiful spot, but a little chillier than London's been apparently. So I keep getting my phone. I'm like, oh, it's 17 degrees. And I come out and it's like 9, and it's like, oh, London. You are also in honor of Cinco de Mayo eating chips and salsa.
Always. It's my go-to snack, just because I don't know why lately I've been very nostalgic. So anything that reminds me of my childhood, I've been enjoying it a lot. Chips and salsa, hot sauce actually. It's been there though. It was my reward when I was a kid. Once you finish your chores, finish your homework, go get yourself some chips from the store, which there's like variety stores every corner in Mexico, and then you get it, you put some lime, some hot sauce, and it was your reward, right? So to me, I'm not gonna say every night, but I mean whenever I can, I have beer, tequila drink with chips and salsa, and it just makes me feel better about my day. Like I accomplished something. That's what I feel like.
I think that combo makes anybody feel a lot better, like chip salsa and beer. But you're just nostalgic. I'm just nostalgic.
To me, it is very nostalgic, just because of the memories that it brings to me.
Oh, there you go. Cheers, brother. Where do you see yourself going? Any of these hobbies you have? Like I was off camera talking to you after the show last time about opening a comedy club. So I could see you doing that, start promoting something like that.
I mean, I do enjoy comedy itself. I don't see why not, but at the same time, it is a hobby, right? People have asked me why I don't go into photography or videography or anything like that. But to be honest, that's what I like about the hobby it is. I don't have to be answering to anybody. I don't have to be giving results to anybody. So I just go take my camera, take pictures here and there, on trips, on shows, or anything. I'll just take my bike and go around and take pictures. So I don't want to bring any stress to my hobbies.
Right.
I want to keep my work to work and my hobbies to hobbies. So maybe at some point I might learn how to make them. Not yet. I'm fairly happy of how things are going on right now. I've met a lot of great people. I have a lot of great opportunities. I feel like I still got a lot to learn. So maybe once I say, you know what, I'm ready to try it, we go from there. But I think I'm at early stages of learning, and I'm happy that I've met you guys. That you have gave the opportunity to join you guys.
We're happy too. I'm speaking on behalf of everybody. We're happy you showed up too, buddy. I promise.
No, and I mean that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I know that everybody needs a stage to do what you guys enjoy. I'm trying to do that. I'm happy to do that because I mean I'm always home in this pandemic kind of thing, and if you guys need something, I'm always happy to help. Because I enjoy it and I know that I can be a good asset for you. What you guys
are.
Do.
Yeah, 100% you are. Man, no, we're so lucky to have you around. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go pretty soon, but I'm gonna say, so when this is over.
Yep.
Actually, yeah. Like, when's the next trip you want? When this is all over, what's going on?
Hopefully, I have a trip planned to Chile by the end of the year. Yeah. There is one of the things that I like to do is astronomy. So I got my telescope. I've decided to chase solar eclipses. So there's a solar eclipse in Chile on December 14th. So that was my trip. My trip was to go to Chile on December 11th, drive down to where the eclipse is going to be, enjoy it, drive around Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, and part of Brazil, and then come back to Canada.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That is my idea, but we'll see what coronavirus has to say about it.
But it's also you're banking on the same thing, like, because I wanted to go to, you know what, straight up though, I've never had a passport.
Go on.
I've never been on a plane.
Okay.
So I want to get on a plane eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go to, because I love stars, like astronomy as well. Like up here, that's remember I was telling you the other day about the UFO, and you're assuring me that it was Venus. I'm pretty sure it's a UFO.
No.
Still not positive you were right, but then I did some research. You were probably right. It was probably Venus and not a UFO. But I want to go to Hawaii.
Okay, yeah.
They got the, on the mountain, there's like the Keck Observatory.
Yep.
But I'd like to go with like no moon. So like one of those days and just be able to see the stars. But my luck, I would get there and it would just be cloudy.
Fair.
It's kind of like the same thing as like the solar eclipse.
And that's the thing, though. There's always a chance, right? So there's nothing you can do. I mean, the best thing you can do is go there, enjoy it, regardless of where it is, and have fun.
I'm pretty sure that's how we should live life.
I mean, there was a total solar eclipse in 2017 that was from the west coast to the east coast in the United States. I drove down to Tennessee for 12 hours just to witness it. But when I got to the border, I had a decision to make. I was like, you know what? I could go to the south part of Illinois, or I can go all the way to Tennessee.
Right.
But so I look at the weather patterns, and you know what? South of Illinois, it's going to be cloudy, and I'm going to miss it.
Wow.
So
you put all that thought into it.
So I drove 12 hours overnight because me and my roommate drove from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. all the way down to Tennessee just to be able to make sure that we got there on time.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So I got down there. We got to a vineyard in Tennessee. You were able to witness it all, and it was just incredible to be there, to know that all that we went through, and it was just the perfect timing, right? So I mean, even though if I would recommend you to go to Hawaii to enjoy that moment, to just like savor it, to live it, to acknowledge it, because it's not like you can live it at any moment in time, right?
Yeah.
So
no, man, solar eclipses are, they're fascinating to me too.
Yeah.
The best, the story of like Christopher Columbus being the biggest piece of shit of all time. You know that story? It was in Jamaica.
Yeah.
It was like 1506. I think I used to have a bit about it. I did, but like 1506, and so it's 8 years later after he found, quote unquote. I'm not doing the bit. I'm just saying the story.
Okay.
That found North America, and then he was in Jamaica, and he was just taking everything like slaves and making everyone work for him. And then the Jamaicans revolted against him, and he said, well, that's fine, but 6 months from now, if you guys don't do this, my God is going to blot the sun from the sky. And he knew this because he had this book on board, and it was like astrological chart, 1476 to like 1508, something like that.
Yep.
And he had this book for a long time, so he knew. So then, like, the day comes, and the sun gets blotted out from the sky. The Jamaicans like lose their shit, and he's like, I'll go into a shack and I'll pray for the sun to come back. Mm-hmm. And he goes in there with an hourglass and he flips it over and he waits. He's like, all right, it's gonna come back. You guys got to be cool with me. And then they're cool.
Yeah.
So this guy, this is like 8 years after finding North America, and he had this book on board.
Yeah.
He knew where a solar eclipse was going to take place on this specific island with this fucking book. And he still called them Indians. Like, there's no way.
Okay, I see your point.
There's no way he didn't know. He's just like, nah, they are Indians. There's no way. So he thought they were Indians. 8 years later, he's predicting the fucking future with an eclipse. And it always bugged me. When's this all going to end, Omar? When are we getting back to normal, buddy?
I'm going to say next summer.
Wow.
And you know why? Just because we need a vaccine.
Yeah.
Right? So, sure, things are going to be open, but expect, instead of being 20 on a restaurant, 10.
Do you imagine being at one of those soccer games you went to?
Instead of, instead of being 200 in a cinema, in a theater, 100, right? Things are going to be open, but they're going to be very secluded to make sure everybody stays 6 feet apart of each other.
What about us? What about stand-up?
It might be happening, but it's only going to be 50% allowed in. Right, so there's going to be a security guard saying, okay, 50 in the establishment, and that's it.
Well, maybe we'll get a little bit stronger from all this society. You want to think?
Well, no, that's the problem, though. Either you have herd immunity or you have a vaccine, right?
Yeah, no, it's one or the other, I guess.
Huh.
But now, today, they just, and that's some more doom and gloom though. They caught a strain that is more aggressive. I don't know if it was.
And that's
somebody
the thing.
that caught
One of the problems is that they cannot assure that you are not gonna get it again, right? So
Yeah.
they cannot assure that if you got it, then you're gonna be immune. That's not it. So that's one of the biggest problems too.
Well, luckily, Tom Hanks. Did you hear about that? That he's giving
Yep.
his blood out towards a vaccine.
That doesn't mean we're gonna get it though.
We're all gonna get a little bit of Hanks in us.
Honestly.
Everybody loves Tom Hanks, man. We're all gonna.
Everybody does, yeah. But yeah, it's gonna.
Person more likable than Tom Hanks. It's you, Omar. No, it's you. Stop thinking. It's you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, I want to thank you so much for coming on here doing the first show. You'll be helping me for the ones and twos. You'll make appearances. Your mic won't be muted. You'll be able to talk during all the other shows.
I will be around. That's one of the things that it's a plus for me because I have the power of controlling all these different things. All right, so.
Oh yeah, you get to play God in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and I bow down to you. I appreciate you, man. I love you. I miss you. I'll see you soon.
I do too.
And thanks everybody. Have a good time.
Have a good night, guys.
Be healthy.
See ya.
See you.